and welcome to another Tea Treason reaction. It's wet and windy out there today. It's not very nice at all. It's Friday and I'm just hoping the weather improves for the weekend. We can hope, can't we, guys? So I'm sat here, got my cup of tea. There we are, there's my cup of tea. And I thought, let's see what she's up to. Let's see what she's putting out into the world lately. So here we go. So, why has she filmed it all in portrait? So she does film off of her phone and she's forgotten to flip it. Oh, I see. Let's see if we can improve the look of this. I don't know if we can. Right, what I normally do is put it onto cinema. Oh, there we go. That wasn't too bad. Okay, I seem to have a bit of a throat going on. I don't know why. No idea. Although I have heard that my grandson does have a cough at the moment. So I'm just hoping I'm not getting it. Okay, so we're going to move this around, see what's going to happen here. Right, just bear with. Right, so what if we pull this out of, there we go, but because she's recorded it in portrait, it's going to be smaller, so we're not going to get to look at that beautiful face as closely as we normally would. Can we live with that, guys? I hope so. Anyway, so let's get on, see what she's doing, have a bit of a react, and yeah, settle down. Before we go on, I'm going to have to once again apologise for her poor audio. I don't know what's going on. No idea. Anyway, so let's click on here and off we go.
Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. So this video I'm going to be just talking a little bit more about the body language aspect of the previous video that I have done, and if you haven't seen that, scroll to the end of this video, perhaps watch that one first.
This is annoying. This is annoying on two levels. One is because we can't see. Well, that shouldn't really be annoying that we can't see her very well. But the major thing for me is the audio. Because when I'm editing this, I just have to like put her up as loud as possible. So I hope it doesn't detract from the video. That's all I can say, guys. Anyway, so let's go.
First, and then come back to this one. And I'm also going to discuss the element of the Invictus and some of the other things that I have seen that have come up that I haven't spoken about. So before...
Yeah, we need that. We need to hear what you think about Harry and Meghan and the Invictus Games. Yeah, okay. I think we've got a rough idea what you might be saying, but carry on, girlie.
Before we get to the next bit, I just want to reiterate that if you do want to join me on this channel and add your own little video to the...
No, not interested. Right, so let's move on. Let's see. Here we go. Right, let's start from here.
Colour. So, yeah, I'm going to have to redo that and get something that makes my roots that bit darker, because I look like I've got a red badger stripe at the moment.
Yes, you do. She's had a bit of a disaster, as quite often, you know, us women do, don't we, guys? I mean, yeah, I've dyed my hair before and it's sort of come out a different colour to what I thought it may do. But yeah, it's all right. It's all right, Ems. You'll survive. So let's move on from there. We don't really need to hear what she got to say about that. So here we go.
To get very caught up in the gossip side of things, like I see lots of things on Quora, Reddit, TikTok, etc. And
oh, TikTok is another source for her. I didn't realise. See, I don't use TikTok for that. I use TikTok for putting up my art videos. That's it, really. And also for putting up tutorials, art tutorials, and also my wearable art. Yeah, that's what I need. That's what I use TikTok for. But this woman, what do we call her? We call her the alleged psychologist. She uses it as a source of information about the royals, and in particular, she obviously looks at like the negatives, only the negatives. Okay, carry on.
There's no real evidence behind something. So I have seen videos where people have said, oh, Meghan Markle's standing right next to the interviewer and she's making sure Harry says this, that, and the other. But again, we don't know that. But even if that was the case, let's just say hypothetically, if that was the case, it would not make a difference to Harry's body language of his eye movement.
Yeah. Just move on, girl. You're taking ages.
So it wouldn't matter who he was looking at. If you are recalling memory, your eyes do the same thing. So even if he was looking at Meghan, it would actually almost look a bit better in a way, because his eyes would then divert left if he was recalling factual memory. And so it would then look like he's looking at the interviewer. So actually, in a way, it would look better.
I want this woman to have a look at her own videos and explain why her eyes are always darting around all over the place. I think I've got a rough idea. Yeah. I've also looked at body language, and as I've said in previous videos, her body language says an awful lot about her, and it sort of tells me, do not ever go to somebody like this as a therapist. Darty eyes are not a good sign. They're not a good sign of honesty and integrity. Okay, I've said it.
But he wasn't. And as I was studying the video, I trust my instincts a lot, and I didn't get the vibe that somebody was there.
Oh, she didn't get the vibe, guys. This is boring. Right, let's move on. Right, okay, let's go.
And it's not. It's absolutely not a big deal. But to someone like Harry, whose whole ethos and whole personality is carved around being this heterosexual male who, is one of the lads, and and he's been in the army, and he's this kind of a man's man, it will go against everything that he's tried to portray. So to come out as whether bi or gay, etc., that in his mind, not anyone else's, but in his mind, that is incredibly damaging. It would.
Oh, I see. I see what you're doing here, Ems. What you're doing is once again making up a whole pack of lies. A whole pack of lies. So what you're saying is, because Harry likes to see himself as a macho man, he's not really going to like someone coming out as bi. Is that actually what you're saying? So I have to say, is that projection, Ems? Is it? Oh, that's another worrying thing. Very worrying. This woman, this alleged psychologist, is very worrying in her views on other people. And what she fails to realize is it's very easy to recognize when somebody is projecting their own thoughts onto somebody else. Yeah, but you carry on, Ems. You carry on.
Literally sort of crush any of this like say the persona of being like a man's man, a bit of like, he's a lad, and he's one of the guys in Harry's mind, because this is how he would view people. Because I actually feel, if I'm honest, I think there's a whole bundle of things going on underneath with Harry. I think there's.
Yeah, I do, and I think none of them are what you're accusing him of. None of them whatsoever. But yeah, you carry on projecting.
possible homophobia. I think there is he's a bigot. I believe he's misogynistic. There is so much anger.
Definitely projection here. So let's get this straight. She's just called him homophobic. She's called him a bigot. And anything else? Any other mud you want to throw his way? Oh, Lordy, Miss Claudie.
Under the surface of that man, that he doesn't even really know who he is either. And
so he needs to come. He needs to come and knock on the door of this alleged psychologist and say, "Who am I? Who am I, Ems? I don't know who I am."
I think that to rock that part of him would be, in his eyes, terrible. So I think that if that is the case, it is very possible that that's why he wouldn't want that to come out, because it would ruin the version of himself that he's been telling everyone he is for years.
Oh my God. Really? So you think that this has taken a different turn? This has taken a completely different turn that I thought it would. Listen, we're watching this together. I haven't seen this. So yeah, I wasn't expecting to hear her call Prince Harry homophobic. Wonder where she gets that from. And he's a bigot. I wonder how he. Where did she get that from? Did she throw in the word racist at any time? I wouldn't be at all surprised. Yeah. Okay. All right. Let's carry on. Sorry, guys. I'm just digesting it as we go along.
And he thinks it would maybe people would be different with him. And
people would be different with him when? What if he said that he's not homophobic? If he said that he wasn't a bigot? Yeah. That's interesting. That's interesting. Let's carry on with this moron.
And this is just going from what I know professionally with this type of personality that's Harry's. And so,
what do you know about somebody with a personality like Harry's? And what do you know about somebody who lost their mother at a very early age, had a terrible childhood, was also forced, because of the family that he was born into, to be public, was forced to have his life spread around every forum, every newspaper. That, by the way, has she mentioned anything about Harry winning the case against the newspapers that were phone hacking? Has she mentioned that? I'm going to have to go back and look at some of her videos and see what she said about that. But instead, she's going to be talking about the fact in inverted commas, fact as in absolute rubbish, that Harry is homophobic. Okay, let's carry on, guys.
So the other thing as well is that I believe that the other thing could be the truth in regards to the children. Now, I know I still get in the comments people say that they believe she was pregnant, and at the end of the day, that,
you know, we're going over the same thing, where she has to bring in the children. Stop bringing in the children. You don't believe they exist. So why talk about them? Because when you do talk about them, you are so offensive and show your true being. So just leave the children out. I'm going to jump along now because I'm fed up with hearing this alleged psychologist giving a whole pack of lies about these two children. I'm sick of it. So we're going to jump to here.
To make it look like, oh my God, what a wonderful parent Meghan is, how she's so amazing. The reason she doesn't is because she doesn't have the girl with her.
Okay. So I jumped along to 20 minutes in of a 35-minute video, and we're still talking. We're still talking, aren't we? We're still talking BS, aren't we? So we're going to jump on a bit further. I'm just not in the mood for this. It's a rainy, cold day, and I want something truthful. I want something truthful coming out of this woman's mouth. But what do you think the chances are? A bit like our chances in the Eurovision Song Contest. 0. Zilch. Nada.
Jenny was just still alive, I hope. Sorry if she's not. But he went with Michael Bublé. And so I think that Michael Bublé was probably using Harry and Meghan just as much as what that Harry and Meghan were. And he's not really anywhere at the moment. And so he probably...
Okay, so we've got to the bit where in the Invictus Games, I tell you what, there was some really lovely photographs online. I normally see photographs of them on Twitter because, unlike this alleged psychologist, I don't go digging. I don't go digging to find out shite about the royal family. I just don't. I see things on Twitter. I don't then make a video and then pretend or put my own false narrative onto what's actually happened. That's not what I do, guys. So she's now talking about Harry and Meghan meeting up with Michael Bublé, you know, the singer. Now, whether you like him or not is irrelevant. But they actually appeared to be having a really good time. They were meeting the disabled contestants of the Invictus Games, and you could just tell it was a fun time. Obviously, you know, they've got all the press there and everything, but it was a fun time for all of them, I should imagine, and especially the disabled people who were in their wheelchairs and were laughing along with the Prince, Meghan, and Michael Bublé. But we're going to hear what Miss Alleged Psychologist is going to say about that. Okay, because we just have to put a negative slant on it. Let's put a negative slant on this, shall we, Ems? I think so. Here we go.
And I do apologize. I've Googled this, so Google's got it wrong. It's Google's fault, not mine. So he could have had Justin Bieber, Drake, Bryan Adams, Shawn Mendes, Shania Twain, The Weeknd, K.D. Lang, Alanis Morissette, Avril Lavigne, Kelly Furtado, and I think Joni Mitchell. If she's Joni Mitchell still alive, I hope. Sorry if she's not.
So she's read out this list. Hang on, I need a sip of my tea, guys. Oh, and guess what? The sun's come out. Oh, I'm so excited. Well, I'm not excited, but I'm pleased. I hate miserable weather. The same as I hate miserable women, like this one. So she's just read a whole list that she said was on Google of all the potential celebs that Prince Harry, that Meghan and Harry could have met. And she's finished on somebody, Joni Mitchell. Well, if that was on the list, if her name was on the list, then I would suggest that she's alive. No? Oh, Lord, you couldn't make this up.
But he went with Michael Bublé. And so I think that Michael Bublé was probably using Harry and Meghan just as much as what that Harry and Meghan were. And he's not really anywhere at the moment. And so
he's not really anywhere at the moment. What does that mean, Ems? What does that mean? Let's try and sort of read her mind, shall we? What's she trying to say then? I think the next thing she's going to say is that the others didn't want anything to do with them. I think that's going to be the next thing. Okay. I actually like Michael Bublé. I think he seems to be a lovely soul. He helped me, actually, very much so, when my granddaughter was very sick. She had cancer. And he was one of the songs that I used to play over and over when I was driving to and fro the hospital to the hospital. Michael Bublé will always have a soft spot, will always have a place in my heart because he got me through an awful lot with some of his songs, you know. So, but this psychologist, alleged psychologist, is going to tell us that Michael Bublé who? Okay.
He probably needed a little bit of attention to his career, and well, he's got it, but not in the best way possible.
You know, the hatred from this woman is just insane. It's just insane.
And the body language between the wife and Meghan was interesting. I think that there was more of a, I'm going to tolerate you.
Oh my God.
Particularly like you, or probably even know you, but I'm going to.
Oh, good grief.
Tolerate you because, well, we are here at a public event. Because it didn't look. It looked very contrived, like where they're sort of kind of laughing. It almost felt a bit contrived.
Does she not realise that usually the pictures that are put out there have to be vetted? You know, they because it's just the way things are. I saw some of the pictures, and there were some pictures of the ladies standing back and laughing at their men who were like having fun. They I think at one point Harry went down a ski thing. I don't know the terminology. But yeah, but listen to little Miss Happy here, making up a whole different scenario. Carry on.
Because they probably knew the cameras were on them, but I'd imagine when the cameras
of course they knew the cameras were on them, because there would have been more than one cameraman. Put it that way. There would have been a whole throng of cameramen. Okay. So yeah.
Off, it was almost like, yeah, I'm not speaking to you. So
oh, was it? So it was almost like, I'm not speaking to you. Do you know what? You're so dumb. I can't be bothered. I've been doing this for nearly 25 minutes now. It's coming to an end. You're annoying me. So I'm going to move on to here. Here we go.
I believe that he was told that he couldn't stay. I would suspect that the reason.
Yes, Asker. What's the matter? Sorry, guys. Sorry for the interruption there. That was Asker, my cat. He's very vocal at the moment. What do you want? Do you want to go outside? It's stopped raining. Go on. Off you go. Go on. Oh, sorry about that. Forgot I was still on.
Reason that the helicopter was late was probably because King Charles was told that obviously Harry was in the building.
Okay, right. So we've already. This is a repeat. this is a repeat of the last video she did where she says that I'm not calling him King Charles. I'm not calling him King Charles ever. She said that Charles didn't really want his son to come visit him in the hospital. Okay, all right. So, in this video, her video, it's 35 minutes long. In this video, she hasn't really got an awful lot of new things to talk about. What's the matter? What's the matter, Ems? Are you running out of hatred? I don't know. I don't care. Because, I mean, it just gives me other things to talk about. So, I'm going to go. The sun's come out. I'm not going to, like, go in the garden because everything's wet. But I'm going to go. I'm going to say thank you so much for watching this. I'm also going to say, watch my other videos, especially the Tea and Treason ones, where we have a look at this person. Let's hope she gets her act together. And next time, if she is filming on her phone, maybe put it in landscape. I wonder if she understands what that is. Anyway, never mind. So I'm wishing you the very best. I hope you have a wonderful weekend. And be careful out there, guys. Because, believe it or not, it's a rotten old world. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye for now.